Hey guys, it's Sidekick Lefty, and I wanted to bring you another revised Nightblade stamina build. I wanted to show you guys what this thing can do. I think the last video didn't really touch everything, but it did go over a lot. I wanted to make this one a bit more cleaner, make it a lot faster, and then actually show you like decent combat. So after I collect this rune, I'm gonna break some things down. Alright, so let's see here. If you guys haven't played orcs before, I'm going to show you what their passives are. Now, I like these guys because you got your max stamina. Okay, 2,000, pretty big step. Unflinching rage, an additional 1,000 life, super big buff. Low buff. Excuse me, I have to cough. Sorry about that. When you deal damage with a weapon ability, I heal for 654 health every 4 seconds. Okay. So weapon ability, light attacks, weapon ability, light attacks, or heavy. And this increases my weapon damage and my sprint and sprint reduction cost. Okay, so on my first bar I'm running 2 swords, right? I got rapid strikes. Flood the enemy with steel, battering them 5 consecutive times, each dealing 1,416 physical damage. Each hit increases by 3%, and the final is 300. Steel tornado, launch yourself into a lethal spin of blades, 7,000 physical damage, and a tornado. Deadly cloak. Envelop yourself protective razors, gaining major expedition for 10 seconds, reducing damage from area of attacks by 25%. Every second, the sharpener will pulse, dealing 1,282 physical damage to all enemies within 5 meters. Leeching strike. Alright guys, this is your sustain. This is part of it. Okay? Imbue your weapons with soul stealing power, causing light and heavy attacks to heal you for 1,582 and restore 106 stamina for 20 seconds. Fully charged heavy attacks restore twice the value. You restore 4,270 additional stamina when the effect ends based on the length of time Leeching Strike was active. Now, I had this one on here for major brutality to increase my weapon damage, but personally I feel as though this is more important. And I'll just put this on now. Alright, so focus your senses for 1 minute. Reduce the damage you take by 2% with every heavy or light attack up to 5 times. So that's 10% damage reduction while attacking. Okay. While active, hitting an enemy with 5 light or heavy attacks converts this ability into Scourge, allowing you to fire a spectral arrow for half the cost that deals 17,748 disease damage and heals you for 33% of the damage dealt if you are within 7 meters of the enemy. This is a ranged attack, but I have it on my main bar because I do the bulk of my main attacks with this weapon. Okay, relentless focus. This is wait. Sorry. What the heck? Alright, so relentless tether. Sorry, I'm looking at something that kind of screwed me over here on the right. Soul tether, right? Okay, so soul tether. Ravage nearby enemies' souls with a night rune, dealing 13,344 magic damage, healing you for half of the damage and stunning them for 4 seconds. Ravage the enemies in the tethered for you for 8 seconds. While they remain there within 10 meters, you siphon 2,207 health from them every second. An ally you can target a ravaged enemy with an active soul leech stealing, dealing another 11,570 magic damage to them and healing for the damage caused. So this is a team player ability, guys. Soul tether is super healthy, hardy sustain, super heals. Alright, so we're gonna swap my weapon to my bow. Alright, so Venom Arrow. Shoot an arrow coated with this 4,000 poison damage and additional 8,000 poison for 10 seconds. And hits the if the enemy is casting an ability, they are interrupted and off balance for 3 seconds. Bombard 5. Fire a burst of arrow shots, dealing 6,455 physical damage to enemies in front of you. Enemies affected are immobilized and have their movement speed reduced by 40%. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. Reaper's March. Reaper's Mark 4. Expose an enemy's weakness to afflict them with major fracture and major breach, reducing their physical resistance and spell resistance by 5,000 for 20 seconds. When a marked enemy dies, you heal for 1,267 and you gain Major Berserk, increasing your damage done by 25% for 5 seconds. This portion of the ability scales off your maximum life, so if you have a good max life, you do pretty solid damage. Alright, it's pretty solid. Okay, Leeching Strike. This is on the back bar. I'll just read it again. Imbue your weapons. Again, this is your main sustain combo piece. Imbue your weapons with soul-stealing power, causing your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 1,495 life and restore 106 stamina over 20 seconds. Fully charged heavy attacks restore twice the value. You restore up to 4,270 additional stamina when the effect ends based on the length of the time it was active. Resolving Vigor lets out a battle cry, instilling yourself with resolving healing for 15,020 health over 4 seconds. And then Incap Strike. Now, I'll tell you what it does, but there's other things that do more damage, but this one is really good, especially for single targets, and it's really good for your sustain. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I'm going to show you this combo piece. Ravage an enemy with Swift Strike, dealing 13,771 disease damage and causing them to take 20% more damage from your attacks for the next 6 seconds. So automatically increases your attack damage by 20% without inflicting them with anything. So it's stackable. When you cast with 120 more ultimate, the enemy is stunned for 3 seconds. Okay, so you drop them for 3 seconds, your attack is increased by 20%. Okay, here's the trick, the charm here. Here's your ultimate sustain for Nightblade. While this ability is slotted, so it has to be on your bar, you gain Major Ravine, which restores 100 magicka and stamina when you deal damage with light or heavy attacks while the enemy has a negative effect on them. Okay, so let me kill this bear real quick and I'll explain how that works. Alright, so here's the bow shot. Hey look, I'm doing nothing but attacking and healing from it. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so back to what I was explaining, the skills. Alright, so up on the bow bar. Oh, I gotta scroll over to the top. Bow bar. Okay, so Incap Strike. Combo piece. Make sure it's slotted if you want to sustain. While slotted, you gain Major Ravine, which restores 100 magicka and stamina when you deal damage with light and heavy attacks on an enemy with a negative effect. Right? Leeching Strike. Whenever you do damage with a heavy or light attack, you restore 1,495 life and 106 stamina over 20 seconds. Okay, so dude, there's 200 stamina and 1,500 life every light and heavy attack. And here's the thing. This move right here, Major Breach, dude. Major Breach is a negative effect on the enemy, right? So, back bar, bow, range, constantly doing light and heavy attacks. You can interrupt, and here, really good. You stop them from moving. So these 3 pieces here, alright? You got the stun, so you can even stun these bad boys when you run out of stamina, and you gain 312 stamina every heavy attack and restore 2,500 life. Well, no, 3,000 life per heavy attack caused to your enemy. This is your sustain, boys. This is your life. This is your mana. Sorry, this is your life, and this is your freaking stamina. Alright, a lot of people have issues with Nightblades. This is how you do it. Okay? Alright, so again, I'm going to go over, that's the skills. I'm going to show you guys the gear. Alright, so I'm running Springans. There could be something better. I could do it and precise for criticals just for extra damage. Again, could be better, but it's still pretty solid. Max stam, weapon damage, physical penetration. Okay, and the enchantment on them. Absorb stamina enchantment, deals 1,000 physical damage and restores my stamina by 154. This thing procs like every 5 seconds, dude. So every like 5 to 6 hits, I'm getting that proc off, and when that proc crits, those effects crits, that physical damage crits, and it's restoring stamina crits as well. So your 200 stamina regeneration, let's just add 151 to it. Okay, so there's 357 stamina per light and heavy attack when these things proc. Bow. I got disease damage on here just to stop people from healing. Again, springing, so you know the work. Stamina, weapon damage, physical penetration, as well as weapon critical. Okay, so the headpiece. I got slime crawlers. Reduce roll. I'm trying to get a few more pieces with that. For spell critical, weapon critical, and I gain major berserk, 8% damage at all times. Springin's, alright, not Springin's, Hunden's Rage, guys. I got a health enchantment on. It could go straight DPS and run full Stam. I think that's kind of risky, so I got mine with some life on it. And it's also heavy on armor. So chest is heavy, shoulders are heavy, and again, this is my second monster set. Slime crawlers, and then the waist is just Hunden raids all the way down into the necklace. Alright, so that's the build. I'm going to show you combat here in a second. I hope you guys enjoy the information. Like I said, it's revised, it's cleaner. It makes it probably hopefully a lot more sense and a lot more, you know. So lefty out, enjoy the combat. Yeah, enjoy the combat. Alright, so that's that.